इन्हीं बातों के साथ
श्री
इस बजट का
गौरव
समर्थन
गागोई।
करता हूं।
चलो गौरव।
Honorable Speaker, sir, it's a very difficult act to follow after an experienced legislator like Dr. Bhola Singh,
Parliamentary experience.
experienced parliamentarian, but I will try my best. Honorable Minister, Sri Rajiv Pratap Rudy ji is in a very difficult position. He has to balance the expectations of the entire demographic young population of India. 62% of our country are in the working age of between 15 to 59 years, and 52% of them are below 25 years. And they're all looking towards you for guidance, for training, and to get experience in skill development. And you have a very difficult challenge in front of you. The biggest challenge is that the entire skill development landscape has multiple factors, has multiple institutions, has multiple departments. There are some that you can control, and there are some that are outside of your circle of influence. Right now, in today's landscape, skill development is transacted through schools and colleges, which are under MHRD, through ITIs, which are under Ministry of Labor and Employment, and now you're trying to integrate and synergize with these two key ministries in addition to several others. And this is the first challenge that you have. How do you do this? The second challenge is the entire culture of skill development as mentioned by very senior parliamentarians. Today in my own constituency, I see that young people are very confident about taking loans and becoming an entrepreneur, starting a farm, starting a food processing industry. But if you ask them to get a degree in welding, to get a degree in plumbing, they hold themselves back. They rather be an entrepreneur, start something. But there is a stigma which is attached to welding, plumbing, carpentry, masonry. And we have to focus on this mental attitude in our society and remove this stigma. The third challenge that faces your ministry is that skill development is looked at something which is urban. A person who is living in a small town, living in a village, if he goes to an ITI, after graduating, he has to migrate to a bigger town, migrate to a different city, adapt to a different culture. And this is not sustainable. This is not feasible over a long term. A person from Bihar or Assam, after getting a training on driving, has to move to Bangalore for getting a job, but cannot live in Bangalore for many years and will eventually would like to come back. So the fact that this is so urban-centric is a challenge that you have to address. The fourth challenge is that 90% of our sector, 90% of working people are in the informal sector, are in the unorganized sector. They are people who have learned from their parents the art of carpentry, the art of weaving, the art of making pottery, the art of food processing. Their knowledge has been transacted from generations to generations, but they are yet in the informal sector. There is no regulatory support, no financial support, no monetary support, and no policy support. So how do you move this large section of Indian working population from the unorganized sector to the organized sector is something that the Skill Development Ministry has to look at. But as I was listening to many of my more senior BJP parliamentarians, I was very disappointed to see that there is absolutely no sense of introspection which exists in the BJP party as of now. It is good to have faith in your leadership. It is good to be captivated by magic slogans like Skill India. But there must be accountability. There must be transparency. After all, we are living in a democracy. Just by chanting our leader's name, a young person will not get a job. And we have to evaluate ourselves. After all, this is the role of the parliament. And let's see where have this government progressed. In terms of the NSDC, what its targets of training, less than 15% of the target has been achieved. In the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, in the last 1 year, we have seen less than 30% of the target being achieved in training, less than 10% of the target being achieved in certification. If 8.4 lakh people have been certified, only 70,000 have been placed. Now, these are the hard facts that are present in front of you. Hard facts which were presented by my Congress colleague, say, Rajiv Satav. But it was very disappointing to learn that instead of acknowledging these facts, instead of taking responsibility, all that I've heard from the ruling party was blind faith and zero reason.
And chanting Modi's name.
Sir,
Kindly conclude,
you have
please.
a lot of expectations, as I said.
Time हो गया.
And you have to measure yourself. If you don't measure yourself, how will you know that what target have you achieved?
Youngster,
In today's India Today magazine, what they have presented a very dismal scenario. What is the cover story? It's called a jobs famine. Today, we are facing drought. We are facing agricultural distress. We are facing sluggish industry. And now we have jobs famine as well. There's a lack of jobs because you might train all these people under skill development, but the industry which is supposed to hire them, that is in a very weak position.
Gaurav ji,
Your
please
own
conclude
labor
now.
ministry, sir, I'm just concluding. Your own labor ministry has said that in 8 key sectors which employ the maximum people, textiles, handlooms, manufacturing, steel, in 8 key sectors, around 43,000 jobs have been lost. In fact, job creation has become slower in these last 2 years compared to the previous years. So where is this vision of Skill India? How far have we achieved? In 2014-15, in the last 2 years, only 8 lakh new jobs have been created. In the previous 2 years, 2012-2013, the number was much higher. It was 12.5 lakh. If you go back even further, in 2010-11, the number of new jobs that were created was 20 lakhs. So job creation has struggled in this current scenario. The economy is down, the employment is down, and all we are facing is just mere rhetoric. Skill India is great, is a great slogan,
Kindly
but we
conclude
must
now,
measure
taking much-
ourselves.
You
Sir,
have taken
I
a very long time.
I'm just
Please
concluding,
conclude
sir.
now.
Sir, I heard this August House and was astounded to learn as if Skill India was this new concept which has emerged only in this government. But that is far from fact. Skill India was achieved under Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. In 2008, when there was the Prime Minister's National
Shri
Council,
Bhagwat
sir, just
Mann.
give me 1 minute, just Prime Minister's National Council on Skill Development. Subsequently, there was a National Policy on Skill Development, and there was a National Skill Development Corporation, National Skill Development Authority. So Prime Minister Manmohan Singh basically created the architecture of skill development in India. And unfortunately, it has become the norm in today's politics to not give credit to the past, to only malign and to only throw mud. Sir, Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy,
अभी समाप्त करें, please. हो गया.
खत्म हो गया sir. Rajiv Pratap Rudy ji has a very strong, a long way to go. And I hope that he gets the cooperation and the support of his ministries. Ministries such as the Ministries of Home, Law and Order, Department of Higher Education, all of them have underperformed in their skill development targets.
Okay.
We hope that you have this very big obstacle in front of you, a very big challenge in front of you. We wish you the best, and we hope that you do more in the next 3 years than you have done in the last 2. Thank you very much.
Very good.